Hi everybody. So Words and Wonder, why am I making a short story video? Yep, these are short story videos and historic conflicts that's happening in this generation currently. So I want to ask something very interesting. You know a clip that happened 10 years ago and how people were going on streets and debating each other for the silliest things over friendship? Here's a clip, a demonstration of it anyway.
False prophet Muhammad. Islam will never dominate the United States, and by the grace of God, it will not dominate Texas.
That's exactly what's happening right now. Now, if you don't respond, oh, you lost the conversation. If you respond, don't you dare talk to us like that. So you would think for a minute what type of a reaction works, okay? In this generation, I do not want to say the word because I'm buttering up my lips, but I have a lot to say about it with this cringy smile on my face, is people like to act prejudice and you carry this smile on your face, you grind your teeth when you actually want to explode that you don't want to, and you say, okay, no problem, okay, no problem. Very big problem until you collapse. That would be your response until people can't take it anymore. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So I was in an anonymous conversation and I want to know everybody's true answers, no matter who you are. What would your response be? Would you respond back? Will you shut up and continue your being misloyal, because apparently loyal people are boring? So would you continue and just watch the show? Or what the hell would you do? That's Words and Wonder. That's the concept of my platform, Words and Wonder. What would you do? Would you respond? Listen to this conversation very, very carefully. These are a whole bunch of, Christians and bombing a Muslim. And when I woke up this morning, they were bombing Jews too. But here, check it out. Just observe a conversation. I'm going to give 2 clips of it. This was about me, the Holyhood on X, and here's a demo of this, and then they bombed another person.
Different translations, or different Qurans or whatever, but they all say the same thing. And when it was her turn to read 2:191, which says kill them all, the infidels or whatever, she was reading completely different parts of the Quran, trying to make, just lying, being directly subversive, completely directly subversive. And Chris was trying to save her soul to the utmost. And at a certain point, I got mean with Chris, and I was like, Chris, she just told you she doesn't give a shit if it says kill all the Jews and Christians. She doesn't care. She's directly subverting. And that's
She singled.
she has got to be a fucking paid
She
agent.
singled me
And that's how
out,
she
and
brought
she
me up in
singled
that space.
out.
She was like, oh, the dude's got good things to say. And then she was like, these are the good Muslims that you want to talk to. And it was like, oh, if these are the good ones, then I guess none of them are fucking good because they're all savages.
And that's the
Well, at the
problem.
end of the
She
day,
was
she doesn't claim
deflecting off.
Christ, and I'm sorry, Selena, that happened. That's crazy.
Oh, honey, it's okay. That's nothing. I get that a lot from the Muslim spaces I sit in.
No,
But
it's not cool, bro.
well,
what
I
did they do?
know
Did they just target the Christian faith as a
they
whole, and then
targeted me.
right?
They
So
targeted
specific.
me.
It was ooh,
They were saying all
ooh,
kind of mean things about me and to me, and anyway, I get that a lot.
oh.
But listen, another thing was
Chris, the funny thing was,
I'm sorry. It's
sorry,
okay.
Selena.
I was just going to say she also kept bringing up debating Christianity, debating Christianity. She brought him up several times. She brought him up and me up. And so I don't know if I was in this. She must think that I follow debating Christianity into every space he goes into or something. But she put us together on a team or something. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not in every space that he's in. So I'm not sure. So she's got something on about him too, that he must have really got one over on her.
You know, it's funny when I saw in the space that debating was in there, and then George and Tito's went, "Gil, you're about to get your ass whooped."
I'm wondering if I got to
The
make a
best part for me
list.
about last night, when she came in there, I was like, how are Americans supposed to feel about Islam when this is their fucking mentality? She would not answer the question. It was just like, yeah, you guys are fucking animals. You're savage fucking animals. There's no place for this death.
So here we go. Now when a Muslim responds, it turns into a catastrophe. Like I said, you don't respond, saving your self-respect that you don't want to look rude. Oh, this person's a coward. You don't want to respond. Oh, he lost. He doesn't have guts, or she doesn't have guts. Respond. Don't you dare freaking talk to me like that. This is our nation's. So better question. If I wear this on my mouth and my eyes are puffing out, that means I am holding my patience. I'm holding my patience, looking at my computer. But after a certain point, this is gonna turn into shut the hell up. Yes, because everybody loses patience and there's a limit how you talk to people. Now, sometimes it can be very difficult how people control their emotions during this time, which is why I put up reels. And during this time, other than the Middle East, where people nowadays been acting very crazy, it's okay to have a short amount of friends or not see anybody at all. People believe religion, everybody's religion is the first key, then to friendship. Now the question is, how do people want to react? When that's not the case, respect is first. You are not to control anybody's faith. People don't want to educate themselves, and that causes many disagreements in this generation. I'm going to show you another preview when a Muslim and a Christian debated and how a Muslim was outnumbered, no support, because that's just how it is this time. Muslims either defend itself or sacrifice itself for saying it the truth, one or the other. Here's a preview.
Guys, you know nothing. Get educated. You're so fucking ignorant.
Eat shit, you devil worshipping piece of garbage.
And you
Yeah.
think
You're
that
really
that
gonna
makes
tell us about
Islam
your own
attractive?
scriptures?
Yeah, is that supposed to like turn us Islam or something? Get out of here. Again, if you were following the Old Testament rules and actually like Judaism, if you knew anything about it, like you actually have a ketubah where women are protected going into the marriage, and then you have to file like a get. There is a system of divorce in place that is already nailed down. It's been nailed down for a very long time. All right. So in terms of like what Jesus would have followed, that would have been what he was actually what he would have ascribed to in terms of him being a rabbi. Just saying. And so again, no, women are not safe in Muslim countries. They're not safe there. It's just a fact.
Okay, so I got the verses because they want to try to tell us about our own book. Matthew 19:3-9 and Mark 10:2-9. These passages, along with others, address topics like the purpose of marriage. And this is Jesus speaks about marriage in these passages. So Jesus talked about marriage. All right, so they have not read our books.
Which they're supposed
Yeah,
to. They're supposed to read our books. They're supposed to have their foundation on our books. Otherwise, they actually are complete and total. What do you call them? Apostates. They're liars.
yeah, they're complete apostates if they don't accept the gospel and the Torah.
And they don't. Therefore, they're apostates. They're liars.
Yep. But then they'll say, "Oh, it's been corrupted." Okay, when?
Yeah, and they refuse to acknowledge the fact that they're still supposed to follow these books, or the fact that these books have then been reinterpreted and completely lied about in Islam, and like rewritten to fit their narratives in Islam. And it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Their entire religion is nonsense.
Yep, it is an amalgamation of Judaism, Christianity, Zoroastrianism, and Gnosticism.
Oh, and Sam has his hand up again.
Yeah, go for it, Sam.
Yeah, the other guy left, but I want to ask what happened because last time Levant was cursing you, you were cursing him, and now he's been in your room all day, all night. What's going on?
I don't know where dude is, so he might be napping. Invite as well.
Okay, what did you want to ask me about, Selena?
Well, I don't know. Did I ask you something?
You asked me about like
You got to remind me,
women
sweetheart.
don't have
I'm old.
freedom.
Oh, right, right, right. Women do not have freedom in Islam. They don't.
Okay. So what do you mean by freedom? Like
They don't have the
what are
same
like
amount of
basic
freedom that a man has, for one thing.
like for example, what can a man do that a woman can't do within Muslim countries?
Drive a car, marry who she chooses,
Hold
leave
on
Okay.
the
now.
Wait, wait,
house.
Hold on now. Picture.
let's
Go ahead.
wait yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, Selena. Thank you. I appreciate it. Look, I was in the Middle East last summer. If you're in Turkey, for example, and by the way, I have a TikTok where I post videos of the Middle East. So if you guys want
Under
to
the
shoot me a
same
follow, it's
name?
just
Same name?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hank Levent, you're gonna see
I'm
like
going to screenshot
videos of
you
the
right
Middle East.
now.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So like it's just my first and last name, and you're gonna see a picture of me flexing my bicep. That's me, by the way. I like to work out a lot. That's besides the point.
Okay.
So first I've been to the Middle East, and women are allowed to drive. I've been to Jordan, and I actually had a female Uber driver, and she was hijabi, meaning like she covered her head. And I have videos of like me taking videos of like the cars driving, and you see women driving. So if you think that
How do
women
you
can't drive in the
know?
Middle East,
How
Uh,
do you know
Again,
it's even a
Selena, we should
woman?
also let Sahara respond to this because she
Sure.
has like real world like excuse or like.
no, 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 please. She's just gonna cuss. It's so annoying. Like I like speaking to Selena. She could
Oh
disagree with me,
my
but at least she
gosh.
doesn't
I'm
cuss at
gonna
me.
annoy you
That's
because you just can't get used to it. A woman, this, freeing herself and leaving Islam. You just can't. You just
You
can't.
could do what you could do whatever you want.
You
I don't
just
care.
can't deal
But
with it
please,
because you're bullshitting here. That's what you're doing. You're basically
Selena,
bullshitting.
look, wait, wait. Okay, no problem. Look, the reason why I don't want to speak to Sahara, not because she's a woman. Selena, you're a woman, and I'm speaking to you.
Yeah, because I'm an
But
ex-Muslim and
anytime,
I know the
no,
dark of
no, no, no.
Islam. I know the reality of
Okay,
Islam, and
How
you're
do you
okay,
feel
lying.
about that?
okay.
How do you
Wait,
feel
wait, wait,
about
wait,
that, Levent? That she's an
wait,
ex-Muslim with an experience like.
Selena.
Okay.
Okay, look, look. I don't have a problem speaking to a man or a woman who disagrees with me because Selena, you're a woman who disagrees with me, and I'm speaking to you right now. There's no issue.
But she
Okay.
But
didn't leave
anytime I speak
Islam
to,
and she doesn't know
okay,
the shit,
okay,
the code.
no, 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 no. I don't. Okay, you could say that you're a Muslim. That's not a problem. But anytime I speak to Sahara, she says the same thing. That I'm speaking bullshit. That Islam is a death cult. She just repeats the same talking points
Oh,
over and
what are
over.
you
And I
doing?
realize she
Yeah,
never
what are
listens to
you
me.
doing? Defending Islam and saying it's all great. That's the bullshit you're doing too. You bullshitting.
Levant,
No, no.
Levant, Levant,
You're doing the
listen, is
bullshit.
it
Yep.
possible? Is it possible that maybe you're not aware that this happens to women in Islam? Are you aware that this happens? Or do you doubt the
Okay,
women that say make these
okay.
claims?
Okay. Now look, Selena, first you asked me about how women don't have freedom in Muslim countries.
Right.
I was addressing that. As I was addressing that, you want me to move to Sahara and her
Just go.
ex-Muslim story.
Just answer
Which one
whatever
do you
you
guys want me
want.
to answer?
okay. So you mentioned Jordan, which I just googled. It is constitutionally non-discriminatory in terms of religion, meaning it is more secular than a Sharia country. So your first response of going to Jordan and a hijabi could drive, that is a that is shifting away the blame. So we're not talking about countries that are partially secular. We're talking about Sharia run countries.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. So, I've been to multiple Middle Eastern countries. So, I've been to Turkey, I've been to Jordan, I've been to the West Bank.
Those
I've
are
been to I've been to Saudi Arabia, I've been to UAE. I've been to all these countries, and women are
Hank, okay, then you have no dog in this fight because you have not been to a Sharia run country.
okay. I appreciate that, but the thing is, you don't know what Sharia run
Oh
means.
my God.
You're using words that
Bingo.
you don't know the definition to.
That's
You
the
say that.
that's what. Yep. You don't know what Sharia law is.
And
No, what
look, look, and
Okay, Hank, saying the phrase "you don't know this" is a deflection.
Okay,
Okay.
listen.
What is a okay? Wait, let me just address Selena's point. So first, you said women don't have freedom within Muslim countries,
Right.
and the first thing you said is that women can't drive. That's not true. Majority of Muslim countries,
That's
women
just
could
an
drive.
example among many. So we don't have to
Okay,
go through
but
them
okay,
all, baby. Just
okay.
okay.
Let's just go through three. I addressed one. Let's go through two other. So the first one debunked because that's not true. Go
Well,
into any Muslim
you know
country,
that
Egypt.
No, it wasn't debunked. You just spat it off countries that allow women to drive, not the ones that don't.
right. That was what I was going to say.
Okay, okay.
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 The majority of Muslim countries allow women to drive. So this
No, they
claim
don't.
has been debunked.
Nope, you're lying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold
You
on,
believe
y'all.
I'm lying.
Brace
That's besides
yourself.
the point.
Let him get through it. Let him get through it.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, Selena.
Just don't
Thank you,
drag it
Selena.
out,
I
baby.
appreciate it.
Go ahead.
I won't drag it out. Okay, what's the second thing you mentioned? So you think women can't drive? I addressed that.
Dress
What's the
code,
next thing?
marriage, and
Okay,
general
dress code,
rights.
dress code. Okay, dress code.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a big one.
first, okay, no
Don't say
problem.
it's their
Do
choice, but go ahead.
okay, you're gonna tell me how to answer? Then
Of
why would
course
you ask
not.
me?
But is that what you're going to
Okay,
say?
okay. No. That's
Okay,
not what I
good,
was going to
great.
say. Within Muslim countries, for example, Turkey. I'm going to give two examples. By the way, Turkey is a country that's become more secularized, but it is majority Muslim, and a woman could dress however they want. I've been to the capital of Turkey. I've been to many Western cities and Eastern cities, and I would say Eastern they're more conservative, Western they're more open. But for example, in countries like Jordan, in Saudi Arabia, and UAE, Kuwait, Qatar, these countries, you don't have to wear the hijab, but you do have to dress modestly. Meaning that women can't walk around in booty shorts like you see in Miami, Florida, and they can't walk around in
Do you
like
think
a
everybody
sports
in
bra.
America walks around in booty shorts?
No. I'm saying
But you
you
do,
are
though.
allowed to walk. No. You are allowed to walk around in booty shorts in America. In Muslim countries, there are modesty rules for both
And
men and
y'all go
women.
to the
Men
far
can
other extreme. Can women in Islam go swimming? I'm just curious. How do they do that wearing all that black garb?
um
It's degrading. Don't you see that?
no. So like for example, if I've seen Muslim women before, like for example, if you go into the country of France, you have a lot of Muslim women who revert to Islam, and after they
Who
revert,
revert? No. That is not what happens in
yeah,
France. They're kept away from everybody else in France. I lived in
no,
France for many years. They live in
no,
enclaves and they're not allowed out. Nobody reverts
Hey,
to Islam.
Levon,
no,
why are you lying? I mean, you're
okay,
basically lying what
okay,
Muslim woman faces. You just like
okay.
you're just literally lying.
Selena, I'm just going to talk over them, no problem. Okay, so
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying is
you're
that you
lying.
have
Both.
Okay, Ank, we know that revert, the term revert, is a presumption that Muslims have made up. No one is born a Muslim. They are born without any belief and they are raised in a belief. So it is convert, not revert. So stop using the propaganda bullshit term.
Yeah, because they have to use propaganda to somehow because Islam is dying inside, right? It's dying. This cult is dying. So now you have to like everybody say
I hope
revert.
so. I hope so, Sahar. Are you serious? Do you really see an impact? I hope so.
okay, Selena, just okay, fine. You have a French woman, white French woman who converts to Islam,
Who?
and their families.
This is not a thing. I've lived in
So
France for
it's
multiple years.
forced
That's not a
Okay,
probably
thing.
okay,
propaganda
okay.
they
Wait,
converted.
guys, one at a time. So first, there's many accounts of white European women converting to Islam
Not
based
in
on
their
their own free
wills,
will.
not in their will. Sometimes is
Okay.
they
And
lie
they
to
go on
it.
YouTube and they speak about their experiences in regards to studying different religions and how they liked Islam. And just to let you guys know, if you guys want to be honest and sincere in this conversation, not every woman or man who newly converts to Islam is forced. And if you guys truly believe that, then you guys are truly brainwashed.
Listen,
You know there are
It's not about, it's not necessarily about force. It's about deception. Deception is the key point. I've known plenty of people that say, "Oh, it's this and that." That when they're looking into Islam, and when we show them that they are being lied to, they change their mind. Unless they really want those 72 virgins, they are being brought into something under deception.
okay. I understand. You believe it's deception because you're a Christian, and I
I
believe
don't
if
have to.
someone.
I don't know. I don't have to believe that it's deception. That's what it is.
Listen, I
Okay,
can
yeah,
understand. Listen, Levent, I can understand honestly why some women it is impossible for them to leave Islam because they are interconnected with the family so much so that if they even tried to leave, they would be totally disowned by their family, which is so sad. So sad. You
okay,
can't even have free
okay.
will to leave without having to choose to give up your family in the process. And then there's a possibility you might even be killed, which is also sad.
I'm going to be making short clip videos because I can't make long ones. I'm not going to make long videos until I start traveling in the summer. So I'm going to be sharing short story videos during this time. And this one was about during hypocrisy. How would you handle yourself during hypocrisy? Would you respond back? Would you respond back in the same manner? Do you believe that your friends deserve justice, or would you remain silent for even when your friends feel that, hey, you didn't support us, you weren't there? What would your words be? The concept of words and wonder of my channel. What would your response be during this time? Because my Discord community, I've been seeing it's going to sound because I have Christians in there, I have Jews in there, and believe it or not, I have very less Muslims in there because of some where I have Muslim supporters. They live in the Middle East, the opposite side, and I respect their restrictness laws based on what's around. But due to disagreements of what's around, there's been a lot of degrading for the Jews. There's a lot of degradation for the Muslims, even though according to deep Jewish religion, they are more close to Arab Muslims, whereas for educated Jews, that also includes Muslims. So now, I said this long time ago that Christians should speak up for themselves, not play the side game, educate the Christian world, who holds importance in their life and things like that. But now things feel really different. I'm just going to conclude it there. If you were in a hypocrisy situation and you know you've done your full support, you're not even giving your own people as much as important because of what's around, and you still want to defend the truth, you do not support mistakes, but you face hypocrisy as a being one, how would you handle it? And my best answer for everybody watching me in this video is have patience and control your emotions while you can, or distance yourself. But don't put yourself in a situation where you are stuck being the victim card to answer every question when you have nothing to answer. You didn't do a crime. This is your belief since you were a little girl, you were born, or a little boy. You don't need to answer everybody this question. And if some people don't respect that, then the best answer is sometimes to isolate yourself, let time take its place. And there's a limit where you're going to carry the smile on your face. Eventually, the smile, when it cracks, you explode. There's a limit while you grit your teeth. That means you hold your respect for the front person and controlling your emotions. Some people don't see that you're lying, or this little smiley face is why it's called controlling our self, emotion, and manners. Some people don't see that in this generation. So hypocrisy is in, and keep your eyes open till the next short story I share on my content. These are not big content clips, these are short stories. Take care, guys. I'm going to be making short clip videos because I can't make long ones. I'm not going to make long videos until I start traveling in the summer. So I'm going to be sharing short story videos during this time. And this one was about during hypocrisy. How would you handle yourself during hypocrisy? Would you respond back? Would you respond back in the same manner? Do you believe that your friends deserve justice, or would you remain silent for even when your friends feel that, hey, you didn't support us, you weren't there? What would your words be? The concept of words and wonder of my channel. What would your response be during this time? Because my Discord community, I've been seeing it's going to sound because I have Christians in there, I have Jews in there, and believe it or not, I have very less Muslims in there because of some where I have Muslim supporters. They live in the Middle East, the opposite side, and I respect their restrictness laws based on what's around. But due to disagreements of what's around, there's been a lot of degrading for the Jews. There's a lot of degradation for the Muslims, even though according to deep Jewish religion, they are more close to Arab Muslims, whereas for educated Jews, that also includes Muslims. So now, I said this long time ago that Christians should speak up for themselves, not play the side game, educate the Christian world, who holds importance in their life and things like that. But now things feel really different. I'm just going to conclude it there. If you were in a hypocrisy situation and you know you've done your full support, you're not even giving your own people as much as important because of what's around, and you still want to defend the truth, you do not support mistakes, but you face hypocrisy as a being one, how would you handle it? And my best answer for everybody watching me in this video is have patience and control your emotions while you can, or distance yourself. But don't put yourself in a situation where you are stuck being the victim card to answer every question when you have nothing to answer. You didn't do a crime. This is your belief since you were a little girl, you were born, or a little boy. You don't need to answer everybody this question. And if some people don't respect that, then the best answer is sometimes to isolate yourself, let time take its place. And there's a limit where you're going to carry the smile on your face. Eventually, the smile, when it cracks, you explode. There's a limit while you grit your teeth. That means you hold your respect for the front person and controlling your emotions. Some people don't see that you're lying, or this little smiley face is lie. It's called controlling our self, emotion, and manners. Some people don't see that in this generation. So hypocrisy is in, and keep your eyes open till the next short story I share on my content. These are not big content, folks. These are short stories. Take care, guys.